Jordan's going to show us a video clip of Soul Survivor. We went week C. This is our video clip. I didn't put this together, by the way. I just thought I'd managed to mention that.
Jumping into the hands of Jesus is like volume up HD 3D. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, so that whoever believes in him shall not die but have everlasting life.
Just imagine, together we can.
Do you want to come and tell everybody what happened? That's some of your highlights. We're hoping we'll have more highlights next week as well.
Right. I'm just going to start by saying, how many of you have actually been to Soul Survivor? Like, ever? Well, not that many of you then. Well, I think the highlight for me was actually making loads of friends, because even though I only made 3 friends, we had so much fun together. And even if you only make 1 friend at Soul Survivor, you know that you're always going to be friends, because I've already got their numbers, and we're like sorting arrangements out and see if like all of us are coming next year. And I think, Dad, you better come next year. And also, I think even if you're like young and you don't really know God very well, you should still come, because you'll enjoy like the colour party, and that was a problem at the showers, but all the drains were getting blocked and you had red water and everything, and it was cold for a few days, but I really loved it. And if you haven't been, it'd be a really good experience, and I think you should all go. And I loved it. I'm going next year, if I'm allowed. Also, the 2 girls that I met who came with us go to youth club here, and now I'm going to start going to youth club, so I'm excited about that. So thank you. And I'd also just like to say thank you to Jennie for looking after us and cooking and everything. And Sue, who I don't think's here today, is she? No, but thank you.
It's my pleasure. We had an amazing time. It was really, really good. So we just took the four youngsters. So it was Grace and Hannah and Kirk from Youth Club. Some of you will remember Kirk, because he used to come with his family a while ago. And we had a good laugh. It was really good. There were 6,500 young people there. On the first night, Mike, who was the one with the shirt, the shirt, he always does an appeal on first night to ask people if they were ready to give their lives to Jesus, come now. So that's first night practice, if you like. And so there were about 200 young people came forward, which was amazing. On Sunday, yeah, because we're Friday, so yeah, Sunday, third night, he asked people again, if you'd like to give your life to Jesus, would you like to come forward now? And I have to say, Kirk and Casey ran to the front, pushing people out of the way, which was absolutely brilliant, so encouraging. And then on the last morning, no, not the last morning, the last evening, so he said, now, I think there might be just one or two. He said, no, we don't normally do this. He said, but I do feel there's just one or two people who you've been holding back and you're really not sure whether you should give your life to Jesus or not. But I just get that sense that you've been holding back, but now's your time. And there was this avalanche of kids. So out of the 6,500 children who were there, 600 of them went forward for prayer to receive Jesus that night, during that week. And over the 5 weeks, he said there's been more than 1,000. But when it was 600, he was going, He just stood there and laughed, and he went, okay. He said, now I understand. He said, because we've just not known how to steer the meetings, and now I see you've all brought your friends who don't yet know Jesus, and that's the reason why I thought, yeah, it is very difficult, when you've got a lot of people who aren't Christians, to gauge where the Spirit is leading. And so they did an amazing job. But people went forward for the prayer for anxiety, and that was perhaps one of the biggest ones, and lots of words of knowledge. There were really, really traumatic situations in people's lives, really traumatic, and people responded. And I just thought, just how safe is that for young people to be able to go forward and go, yeah, that's me. It was just such a precious, precious time. So do keep praying for events like that, and for youth leaders, because youth leaders have a tough job navigating, helping young people navigate their way through life.